Hello, gentlemen. Gonna do virtual recap of the 2021-2022 Chicky Parm Fantasy Football League draft. What I can tell you is that I've kind of looked over everybody's team preemptively, and I don't think I love anybody's team. The issue that we talked about in this league is that nobody's a fucking idiot anymore, and so none of these teams are terrible. There are some decisions I wouldn't have made, but I think that it's going to be really interesting to see this year how running back shakes out. So I'm just doing this based on the way that ESPN has it listed on the website, which for some reason isn't draft order. It's just random team names, but it's by draft, so I can tell where you got who you got. Um, so I'm starting with Jeff just because that's the first one. I know he was the 11th pick, but whatever. All right, first round pick, Devontae Adams falling to 11 is crazy. Crazy. He got fantastic value there. Then Austin Eckler, Josh Allen, like both those picks. Austin Eckler's not a sexy pick, but that's a good pick. Gus Edwards as his next running back is a pretty good pick. Mark Andrews as his tight end is good. I like Mike Davis in Atlanta. I think he's going to be a good, legitimate starting running back. So Jeff's running back situation is probably the best. Don't love Henry Ruggs III. I actually like Tyler Boyd better. Juju Smith-Schuster, he's the worst wide receiver there actually in Pittsburgh, and Big Ben can't throw anymore. Noah Fant is fine as a backup tight end. You've got a stud tight end. Jalen Rieger, I think I drafted no Philly guys, so every Philly guy's mostly going to be to me. Justin Jackson, Tevin Coleman, AJ Green is fine. Your kicker's gay. So the top of Jeff's draft is so good. I don't think that he got good value on his bench, but the top of his draft is so good. I really like what Jeff did. It's not going to look sexy to see Gus Edwards and Austin Eckler as your running back, but that's you got good value, man. Your wide receivers aren't much, but you got Devontae Adams holding it down. But I like your team a lot this year. You're all right. All right, next we got Campbell up. Went with Nick Chubb at 6. I like that pick a lot. I think he's got a good chance to finish, top 4 as a running back. So at 6, that's great. Stephon Diggs, that's great. James Robinson, that's great. Especially with Etienne getting hurt, that means he's gonna see the more of the workload that people thought we would see from him. Don't like Brandon Ayuk too much just because I don't know what's gonna happen with him, and he's in an offense that still wants to run the ball a lot, and Kittle's going to be the number 1 passing threat in that offense anyway. So, TJ Hawkinson's fine. Justin Herbert as a quarterback, I do like that. He might have some regression in his second season, but I still like the pick as a starter. I don't know the Rams running back situation. I don't know if it's good to have Darrell Henderson. You might want Sony Michel. Marvin Jones, good upside. Jarvis Landry is okay. I like the Curtis Samuel pick. Madison, running back is a crapshoot right now, so that's fine. Maybe Dalvin Cook's going to get hurt. Mooney as a wide receiver, that's good. If Justin Fields plays, that's cool. Good upside. I like the Colts D. You chose Chubbard Hubbard because of the name. You did the right thing choosing a kicker in a high-powered offense. So, Campbell's team, I like yours a lot. So far, Jeff and Campbell are the two I like the most. I think this is, by the projections, is what this is. How you're supposed to finish. That's why those are the 2 best teams. And I actually agree with ESPN for once. I think that that's correct. Let's go on to Andy Smith. Travis Kelce at 10. Awesome. He's going to produce like a wide receiver 1, so that's awesome. Najee Harris, I think that he is going to be pretty good. I don't know how good. It's always tough when you're drafting a guy into a situation where he's a rookie. That offensive line is kind of old, and they've also got a lot of wide receiver options that they want to throw the ball to, but Ben Roethlisberger can't fucking throw the ball anymore. He can think about 50 yards, and he's got to put a lot of air under it. I like CeeDee Lamb. I like Keenan Allen. I'm not big on Julio Jones, but at the flex spot, I think that's decent in round 5. I like Dakota Prescott at number 6. Do not like Leonard Fournette. I don't know who's going to be the running back in that offense, but, it could be his year. And that's your RB2, so you got him in the 7th round, so we'll see. Melvin Gordon, I guess he's the guy there. They drafted Javonte Williams. We'll see. Dallas Goedert as your tight end, backup tight end. I think Dallas Goedert's good enough to be a starter. I was going to kind of wait and sit on him for that. So you've inexplicably just got two quality tight ends. You're only ever going to play Kelsey probably, though. Michael Carter, I don't know what's going on with the Jets and their running back situation, so that's fine. Jalen Hurts, that's a good backup quarterback. He's good enough to be a starter because of his running. Devontae Parker, like the upside. Tyson Williams, he's probably going to play a factor in that running back room in Baltimore, so that's cool. Bills defense, I'm pretty sure the Bills defense was bad last year. Whatever. Elijah Moore, I don't know why you're buying more stock in the Jets. That's kind of weird. And Jason Sanders as a kicker, he was pretty good last year. So Andy's team is pretty solid. Again, everybody's RB2 after this is going to be pretty shaky. And your RB1, we don't know. He's got good upside. He's going to be a workhorse, I assume, as a rookie, but we'll see. But I like your team. I think you've made good picks. The middle of your draft, I don't like some of the value. Melvin Gordon, I just don't know. Running back's going to be so hard this year. It sucks. All right, let's do Bob Marchie. Got Alvin Kamara in round 1. I like him a lot. You took him with the second pick. I think that's right. In another league, I almost took him number 1, but I took McCaffrey because I felt like I had to. But I like Alvin Kamara a lot. Darren Waller, he's going to produce like a wide receiver 1, so I like that pick. Miles Sanders as your first running back. Interesting. As a Philly fan, I think he's got the talent. It's whether or not they choose to run the ball. They've got a new head coach, so maybe they will. You took T. Shirtigans pretty early. I probably wouldn't have done that. And Chase Claypool, which, again, I just don't know who's going to get the ball. I think if you want anybody in the Steelers wide receiver room, it's Deontay Johnson. Chase Claypool is cool. You have also 2 strong running backs because you were able to get it on that kind of turn. So Alvin Kamara and Miles Sanders could be really good for you. It just depends on if Philly runs the ball. Miles Sanders can't fucking catch, so he's going to drop a bunch of passes and probably fumble 5 times this year. I like Matthew Stafford, where you got him in the 6th round. He could be really good. Cortland Sutton, the problem with him and with all the Denver wide receivers is that Teddy Bridgewater's throwing the ball. The most touchdowns he's thrown in the season is 15. And you drafted him at the flex spot, and so we can see who you can replace him with. Zach Moss, he is a running back. Laviska Shenault, I like him better than Cortland Sutton, so you could put him in. I honestly like Corey Davis better than Cortland Sutton, so you could put him in. And it's just consistency of production. Cortland Sutton's the better player. I just don't know what's going to happen with Denver because Teddy Bridgewater does not throw touchdowns. Hunter Henry, that's pretty good value as a backup tight end. Carlos Hyde, he's going to factor in at least some in Jacksonville. He's always pretty good as strictly a runner. Steelers D is going to be good again. That's a homer pick, though. Terrace Marshall, Terrace Marshall, I don't know who the fuck that is. You took Chris Boswell again, you idiot, and you took Ben Ross. Jesus Christ, 3 pit. Oh my God, you just like 4 Pittsburgh players. You suck. All right. Again, I like your running backs too. I normally don't agree with ESPN's ranking of our teams, but this is about right. This is how they think. They think Jeff's got the best team, Campbell's got 2nd, Andy 3rd, and then Marchie 4th. I actually agree with that for once. It's pretty close. Now let's look at Vandelay Industries. That's Forrest. Dalvin Cook. Really like Dalvin Cook. Hopefully he can play the whole season. Really like AJ Brown. He is just really talented and a really strong receiver. So I like those picks. Don't love David Montgomery. Don't like that at all. I don't think he's that good, and I think he's going to lose a lot of touches in that offense because some of the backup guys they want to use are back. Also, that line isn't good, as Paul said. Tyler Lockett's okay. He can be a little bit inconsistent, obviously, but he is a really good receiver. He produces. He's a great deep threat for Russell Wilson. Aaron Rodgers in the 5th round. That's good. He's probably going to have regression from what he did last year, but I like Aaron Rodgers there. Couldn't really wait any longer. Kenny Golladay, good upside, but the Giants' offense might be a mess this year. I like Robbie Anderson a lot. I think that he's got potential. I think Carolina's offense in general has a lot of potential. They've got some talented wide receivers along with Christian McCaffrey, And Sam Darnold throwing interceptions doesn't mean he won't throw touchdowns. He's probably just going to have like a Jameis Winston type season where he throws a ton of picks, but a ton of touchdowns too. So I kind of like that. Michael Gallup, he's the least talented wide receiver in that wide receiver room in Dallas, but that's fine. Devin Singletary, again, you're getting to the point where you're just trying to get bodies as running back. So I don't love Devin Singletary because he's in an offense where they're going to throw the ball hundreds of times and not run it at all. Philip Lindsay is booty. He is not going to be good. Houston, I would avoid most Houston players outside of Brandon Cooks. Tyler Higbee at tight end, that's pretty good value right there. Don't care about Paris Campbell. I don't think Tua's going to be too good of a fantasy quarterback, but he might take a step forward. Who knows? He's looked good in the preseason. Graham Gano is your kicker. Browns defense, again, you must know something that everybody doesn't. That defense was butt cheeks, and even though they improved from last year, picking up some guys, it is hard to say they will be good and worth consistently rostering, but you chose them. And then Gio Bernard is your final pick, So, again, at this point in the league, everybody usually makes the first 3 rounds, people make good picks. It's really about filling out your roster. I'm not in love with some of the guys you have as your backup running back, and I only really like Dalvin Cook as the running back that you have. I don't like David Montgomery either. So it's going to be a struggle, but not a bad draft. All right, let's go to Mr. Raguse. Christian McCaffrey, had to, easy. I like Justin Jefferson a lot. I also really like Chris Carson where you got him. I think you pulled the trigger at the right time to get him there too because he was not coming back to you. So you've also got 2 pretty strong running backs. Maybe I was wrong before. Maybe I just got butt cheeks running backs. Cooper Kupp, we'll see how he does. I think he had kind of a weirdly down year last year. And the thing is that I think Robert Woods is the better receiver there, but Cooper Kupp is the guy who consistently will get the touchdowns if anybody. So that'll be interesting. Javonte Williams, again, interesting. Maybe he's the starter in Denver. Maybe it's Melvin Gordon. Who knows? Jamal Williams, he's definitely going to get carries in Detroit over DeAndre Swift, which is why I don't love DeAndre Swift. Robert Tonyan, he cannot produce the touchdowns that he did last year. He had 10, 11 touchdowns. It was something crazy, maybe even 13 touchdowns and almost no yards. He can't do that again, but even if he is, 5, 6 touchdowns, maybe he'll be more involved in the offense. So it'll be interesting to see how that turns out. A.J. Dillon, there's a strong possibility that he steals a lot of carries from Aaron Jones. They drafted him for a reason. You've got the anti-vax king, Cole Beasley. He's a trash person, but that's a decent pick at wide receiver. I like McCole Hardman a lot. Great upside. Baker's your quarterback. We'll see how he does. Russell Gage, I don't really like that pick. I don't think that there's too much to him. It's going to basically be Kyle Pitts and Calvin Ridley all in Atlanta. I wouldn't do Gage. Harrison Butker, you got a great kicker and a high-powered offense. Rams D, that's a great get. Jameis Winston as your backup, perfectly acceptable backup. You could maybe even a potential starter. And Donovan Peoples-Jones is a Cleveland player. So, yeah, this wasn't bad. I really like your running backs. You know what? I like that more than Jeff's team, actually. I do. I like your running backs. Yeah. I think I like yours the most, Mark, actually. That's really strong. Damn. All right, going down. Paul Madden, Poo-Poo Schuster-Smith, Ezekiel Elliott. I like that pick in round 1. I think everybody's round 1 pick was good. It's just interesting that Devontae Adams fell and Kelsey fell. I would not have allowed that, but running backs were at a huge premium in our league, so it is what it is. D-Hop, I like that pick. Kittle, again, if he stays healthy, he's going to produce like a wide receiver. Kelsey is going to produce like a wide receiver, then Waller will be close. Kittle will be in the ballpark, I assume. Really, Kelsey and Waller are the only 2 tight ends who put up crazy receiving yards. Kittle is just a great blocker, too, so they have him on the field all the time. Robert Woods, like it. I do not like DeAndre Swift. Again, I don't like Detroit's offense. I think Jamal Williams is going to steal a bunch of carries from him still. Again, they drafted him for a reason, but I just don't like it. Like DJ Moore, Damian Harris. I never can believe in Patriots running backs. I don't know what the fuck's going on over there. Devontae Smith, I'm obviously big on him because I'm an Eagles fan, but I don't know what he's going to do in fantasy. I like the upside of Trey Sermon. Again, drafted him for a reason. Really like the upside of Michael Pittman Jr. He's pretty much going to be their wide receiver one. So as long as Wentz is playing and it's not that quarterback room of Jacob Eason and whoever the fuck else, I like that a lot. Matt Ryan at QB, I don't love. He's kind of old. I do not love Matt Ryan as your starting QB. He is not going to be reliable. I have watched him produce butt cheeks every other week and then like occasionally go off for 20, 30. Washington D, I do like. Traquan Smith, again, Michael Thomas is out. Maybe he'll be the guy. I don't know who Salvin Ahmed is, but you picked him. He is a running back. And Matt Prater's your kicker. Overall, I'm not loving it, but no, I'm not loving it. Again, first 3 rounds, I don't think anybody fucked up in the first 3 rounds, but after that, it's tough. You're going to have to hope for some big touchdown production from guys who I don't think are going to have the potential. Robert Woods just never scores touchdowns. It's weird. I don't know if it's a red zone thing or it's an unlucky thing. He just doesn't get a ton of touchdowns, so that's going to be tough. The offense is going to be better with Stafford, though, so maybe. All right, Mixon's boxing gym from our good friend Ryan Mullins. Aaron Jones at 1. Aaron Jones is tough because he is so good, but they clearly want to use A.J. Dillon. That's a tough pick. I don't know. Tyreek Hill, I like at 16. I thought about taking him on the turn or in the second round at number 16. I thought about taking Tyreek Hill because he is so fucking good. They use him all the time. They use him in the run game. I just went with DK because I think he's going to have a big year, but I do like Tyreek Hill. Patrick Mahomes to Tyreek Hill, that's great. Allen Robinson the second, really talented. I like Allen Robinson, but I don't know what's going on. As long as fucking the red rifle is throwing him passes, I don't really think he's going to be able to have a great year. And who knows what that offense is going to be in Chicago. So he's talented. Don't hate the pick. Don't know if you're going to see the production that you should from that. Chase Edmonds, I don't believe in. Maybe Arizona does. But again, it's tough at that RB2 spot. Really like Kyle Pitts. He is a rookie tight end, so I'm glad nobody reached for him. Because we don't know what he's going to do. I hate the Jamar Chase pick. Hate it. He can't fucking catch the ball right now. I don't know why. He is not a bad player. I think he'll eventually be good. But the fact that he can't catch the ball and he's apparently having trouble separating from defensive backs, that is a dumb pick. You don't know what you're doing. You are just picking Bengals players. I'm just being mean. It's okay, man. Ronald Jones the second. I don't know what the running back room in Tampa is going to be, so that might be a good pick. I don't know. Will Fuller, suspended 1 game because he was on them roids, but I like him in Miami. F2 starts pushing the ball down the field more. He is a talented guy. He's a fast, deep threat. I do like it. Mike Gesicki. I like that pick at tight end. If Kyle Pitts struggles for some reason, and I don't think he's going to, he's an absolute stud of a prospect. Gesicki is a nice backup. James White again, I don't know what's going on with the New England running back room. Joe Burrow, come on, man. All these dumb Bengals. 49ers D, I like. They should be healthy this year, hopefully, so that's good. Then you got my boy, Young Ho Koo. I'm never going to say it's Young Wade. That's the Young Ho. And then Ramondre Stevenson, another New England running back. What? Who are these people? Anyway, don't love your team. I like Tyreek Hill and Patrick Mahomes. I like the upside of Kyle Pitts. I don't like your team, Ryan. I like you, though. I like you a lot. I love you, buddy. All right, next we got Nick's team. Took the horse guy, Derrick Henry. I like it. Calvin Ridley. I just, for some reason, don't believe in Calvin Ridley. Like, I know he's good, and that is a good pick. For some reason, I just don't view him as, like, a high-end wide receiver. But that is a good pick. It's just a mental thing with me. Mike Evans. Look, man, some of these guys, I just watched them not produce for Erica. There she is right there. And so, oh, That was quick.
You came over. I got nipples out.
I didn't know.
It's okay.
It was
I
just
covered them.
Anyway, I just can't believe it. Some of the, I just don't believe Mike Evans is going to be able to produce the touchdowns again. And he also was kind of inconsistent. I mean, he had a game, I think, where he had like 2 catches, but both were touchdowns. So it's a risky pick, but I get it. Lamar Jackson, I like Lamar. Kareem Hunt, again, it's tough at RB2, but he was like running back number 11 last year. So like, if he gets the touches, and especially in the red zone, that can work out. Michael Thomas, I don't know when he's going to play. So it's really dependent on who you got coming in that flex spot instead of him. And from what I can see, after Michael Thomas, I like Raheem Mostert. I think that's potentially a starting running back. I don't like Jalen Waddle. That's really early for Jalen Waddle. I don't think a lot of him. Rob Gronkowski, that's fine. David Johnson, I don't like the Houston running back room. I don't like that team. It's the most toxic team in the league right now. He has a starter technically, I guess, so it's fine. Justin Tucker, obviously, great kicker. Trevor Lawrence, good upside as a backup quarterback. Ravens D, I like it. Randall Cobb is old, but whatever. Dawson Knox, that's fine. Mark Ingram, again, Houston running backs. One of them has to get the carries. I just think it's going to be a bad team, and I don't think it's going to be worth it to roster them. Overall, Nick, where did I lose my mouse? What the hell? I'm having technical difficulties. All right. Overall, Nick, I don't think that was a terrible team. It just was some picks that I think that are risky that I wouldn't have taken. I would have avoided Michael Thomas like we talked about, but obviously you went ahead and took him. All right. The final 3 teams as ranked by ESPN. I will tell you right now, I'm ranked dead last, and I don't totally disagree with it. All right. Saquon Barkley. He fell to you at 8, Scott. I get why you took him. I wanted to avoid him. I honestly probably would have let him fall to the second round past me deep. He fell in one of my other leagues that far, and the guy who took him was like, I did not want to do this either. But I do like it if Saquon plays. I like Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He was pretty good last year. He just didn't get the touchdown production, so you have to assume he's going to do better. I don't love Josh Jacobs, but you have technically 2 running backs who can start for you. And so you've got the depth you need at running back. I just don't know about the production of any of them. I don't know about Saquon's health. I don't even know if he's going to play week 1. Again, I like Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I think he's got to be better with touchdowns, but what if he's not? They give the ball to Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce a lot in the red zone. Josh Jacobs, he needs volume, and I think he's going to lose touches. So it's tough. I don't know. Adam Thielen, I like the pick. I like Adam Thielen, but I just think Justin Jefferson's might have a breakout year. He was really good as a rookie, and I think he's going to continue to build on that. OBJ, we'll see if the Browns offense can get it going with him. They really only had a couple games where they used him properly before he got hurt last year. And so if they know how to continue to do that and Baker knows how to find him consistently, that could be a sneaky good pick. Jerry Jeudy, I told you I just don't really like Denver's situation with Teddy Bridgewater at quarterback. I don't think those receivers are going to produce as they should. They're good. It is just a situation where their quarterback isn't known for pushing the ball downfield. And again, the most touchdowns he's thrown in the season is 15. Sony Michel could be the guy in LA, so we'll see. You drafted Tom Brady because you suck. Antonio Brown, I like that. He could have a really good year. DJ Chark, we'll see what happens in Jacksonville. I think the guy I'm betting on is Laviska Shenault. DJ Chark isn't bad, but I'm betting on the other guy. And then Marvin Jones is also there now, so we'll see how it shakes out. Austin Hooper, don't love. Cleveland's basically got 3 tight ends they like to use, and you never know who's going to catch the ball. But did you get somebody else as your starter? No, that's your starter. I don't love it. Tony Pollard as a backup, it's fine. Trey Lance, again, you went upside with your backup quarterback, which that's always good, I guess. Tyrell Williams, we'll see what happens in Detroit. Vikings D is cool, and your kicker there. Yeah. I know you normally don't draft running backs, Scott. I don't think you quite got the value from the 3 running backs you picked this year. I think your 0 RB move probably would have been better. It's essentially what I did, but I don't love my team either. So, it is what it is. All right, then good old Joshua Miller. Took Jonathan Taylor. I just don't know what the running back room there in Indy's going to be like. I know he was ranked around that high, but with Nyheim Hines there to catch passes and Marlon Mack coming back, and Marlon Mack is a good, talented runner, I don't know what's going to happen with Jonathan Taylor. He is talented. He showed he can be a versatile every down back, but I don't know what's going to happen with those other guys. It's just confusing, and I wouldn't want to take a guy who I'm confused about his value at number 5. Not a bad pick. It's just there's some risk there. You took the one-punch man himself, Joe Mixon. I assume, once again, he has to have a good season again at some point, right? He's not just going to continue to be as disappointing as the Bengals are. I really like Terry McLaurin. He was good last year, and they didn't have a good quarterback in Washington. Fitzpatrick's going to be chucking the ball. I really like Terry McLaurin, so that's a good pick. Kyler Murray, that's a good pick. He's going to once again produce, I think, top 5 running quarterbacks. He runs a lot. That's what you want. Next, we got Deontay Johnson. I think that's the best Pittsburgh receiver you can have. I don't know how he's going to produce because, again, I think Ben Roethlisberger's arm looks shot to me. Logan Thomas, okay. It's fine. He produced pretty well. Brandon Cooks is the only player in Houston I would really take. I think that he is going to have an opportunity to do, have a 1,000-yard season, maybe 7-8 touchdowns. So I like that pick. Kenyon Drake is not good. He is okay. But I do think he's going to steal some touches from Josh Jacobs. I just don't know how much use you're going to have out of him. But it's your 3rd running back, and I like your wide receivers, so you shouldn't have to use him too much. He's appropriately a backup. Deebo Samuel, he's fine. We'll see what happens with him. He has some boom potential, maybe. Nyheim Hines, I think that's good to have him as a slight handcuff to Jonathan Taylor. Bucks D, they were kind of inconsistent last year and came on strong late, so I do like that pick. Ryan Tannehill is the quarterback. I like it. We'll see if he continues to put up those great numbers in the play action in that passing offense. Eric Ebron as a tight end. That's okay. Is that your starting? No, that's your backup tight end. That's fine. Gabriel Davis is whatever. Daniel Jones is your backup. Yeah. There's not a lot of picks I love on this. I think Terry McLaurin is the one that I'm really big on. Everybody else, we'll kind of see what happens. So, it is what it is. All right, and then finally, my team ranked dead last based on the ESPN projections, which are often wrong, but I don't love my team this year either. Biggest reason being, picking 12, I didn't have an opportunity to get running backs, and so basically I tried to get all elite wide receivers. I just think that the value in production is going to be there. So I went Antonio Gibson at 1. I had him in another league last year. I think that as long as he continues to get the ball and develop as a runner, he is going to be really good. He can catch the ball. He was a pass catcher, I think, in college. So he is already versatile enough to stay on the field no matter what they do. Got DK Metcalf in the 2nd round. I just think he's going to continue to have an upward trajectory. Devontae Adams was definitely the number 1 wide receiver anybody should have taken first, and Jeff got him at 11. That's awesome. But I love the upside of DK. He's just such a physical specimen. He really developed last year, and I think that's going to keep happening. Amari Cooper, with Dak, Amari Cooper produces great. He can kind of disappear from games when he plays bigger corners, but love Amari Cooper. Chris Godwin, he was kind of nicked up last year. If he stays healthy this year, I think he's built to do the things I think Tom Brady likes the most as a route runner and a guy who can work inside and outside. The only issue is Antonio Brown being there. And so that is the strength of my team. Those 3 wide receivers, DK, Cooper, and Chris Godwin. After that, it's tough, slim pickings. Myles Gaskin, I just think he's going to have a pretty good year after how he came on at the end in Miami, but that's not a pick I love. I just didn't see any other valuable running backs I could get who are going to outproduce the wide receivers I chose. Then I got Russell Wilson at quarterback. Obviously, he had a great MVP season first half of last year, then fell off. I don't really like the whole having quarterback wide receiver on the same thing because of the double points, but it is what it is. Hopefully they can consistently produce as an offense. Picked up Marquise Brown just because he could have, a bounce back season after being pretty pedestrian last year. James Conner's in Arizona. I think that he'll just be more of the workhorse back. I don't think he's going to be good, but I think he's going to get split carries with Chase Edmonds. Jonnu Smith is my tight end. We'll just see what happens. I've been kind of sitting on some guys, but they went before him, so that's pretty mediocre. Mike Williams is the number 2 receiver with the Chargers. I feel good about it. I think he's got potential to have a breakout season, but we've been saying that for a few years with him. Malcolm Brown in Miami, in case he still carries from Myles Gaskin. Nothing sexy about that pick at all. Marquez Callaway just until Michael Thomas gets back. It's worthwhile to have. Jameis seemed to have a little bit of a connection with him in the preseason. Broncos D is just a sleeper pick I have. Their defense, I think, is going to be really good. Von Miller's back. He looks really good. Bradley Chubb on the other side. He's really good. Patrick Surtain got drafted this year as a cornerback. He's already good. They've just got a lot of depth on that defense, so I'm a big fan of it. Obviously, Fitzpatrick is a boom or bust backup option, which, again, sometimes you just want a guy who can come in and accidentally get 35. Legatron is my kicker. And then Jared Cook as my backup tight end with the Chargers. So the strength of my team is the 3 wide receivers that I have. Everything else, who knows how it's going to go, even with Antonio Gibson. So my running backs are pretty shaky. I do like Russell Wilson as my quarterback, but even my depth picks are all mostly wide receivers. There's just nothing out there at running back. So I don't love my team. I would say the best team is maybe... I don't know. Maybe it is Jeff. I think Jeff's team is just like very unsexy at running back. Austin Eckler and Gus Edwards is some of the least sexy running backs you can have, but I think that that's quality. Mine isn't sexy either, but I wouldn't. Myles Gaskin as an RB2 isn't ideal. Gus Edwards is good as an RB2. Yeah, I think I like Jeff's team the most. I don't know. Going to be an interesting year. We'll see how it shakes out with injuries and stuff. But overall, pretty good draft. Once again, this league is tough. Nobody really makes dumb decisions anymore. And as long as you believe in your picks, that's all that really fucking matters. All right. Catch you guys in real life one of these days.